Welcome to my video on all of the Easter eggs and hidden goodies in Mighty Coconut's Walkabout Mini Golf, at least all that I know of, and up to the release of the Venice Course. So I'm going to go in order of the courses in the shack from left to right. First of all, we have the hub world, or the shack world itself. This has occasional updates as new courses are released, and things disappear. There used to be a hover serve bot here when the laser layer course was released. There was also a shark with a laser on its head circling around this pirate ship. Just past the pirate ship, you'll see a periscope sticking up out of the water. That's from the 20,000 Leagues level. Sadly, there's nothing under the water, but in that level, when you look through the captain's periscope, you get a view of the island right there. Up here, this is the same ship that's in the tourist trap level, and here is our first mermaid. There's actually a surprising number of those. Here there was at one point a gravity switch when the Upside Down course was released. Currently, Venice was just released, and the normal rafts that go around this pre-selected course have been replaced by a gondola. Here's a beach ball that appeared when the laser layer course appeared, and it's interactable, as you can see. And then I'm not sure if this is really an Easter egg, but there is this semi-hidden lagoon up here, this relaxing spot. If we go into the tunnel of the shack or course world, there's a lot of just fun details. The attention to detail in this game is great, but here we have a skull, and we're going to find lots of skulls and lots of hidden bodies in this. Here in the shadows, if you can make it out, here's the official full hidden body. Okay, we're at Tourist Trap, and we're going to find our first hidden body here. Follow along the course. We're about, what is this, hole 3 or 4, but it's just off here on the beach. We have our hidden body. If you go into the tunnel, look right over the edge, here's another hidden body, and just past this, by this little shack in here, is a third hidden body. But that's not all of the death in this level. Right up here, we have a candle on a tiny skull. Okay, further along the course, we have red barrels, and contrary to all video game logic, they don't do anything, they don't explode when you interact with them. Over here on this nook at this building, I don't know if this is an Easter egg, there's just fun little, so many details. Here's some laundry somebody hung up to dry. Hey, here's the same ship from the course world, or the hub world, the shack. And there's our mermaid again. If you fly up to the very, very top of the island, you will find a tiny, tiny skull floating in air. And this is not the only course with a tiny, tiny skull. We'll find more. Okay, we are on Cherry Blossom course right now. As we fly through the course, we come up here to this multi-layered course. I forget which hole it is. Go past that to this one that looks like a bent letter T. And if you fly into this rock face, you see a tree or shrub model that's not used anywhere else on the course. I'm not sure why it's left there. This is a course that's real glitchy, and if you get your head inside of rocks and things, you can get a lot of interesting visual effects to happen. Continuing, if you line yourself up here and fly right through this waterfall out into the void, you'll see a little object out here, and it's appears to be an untextured ping pong ball paddle or something like that. And then from here, if you take a right turn and aim right at that jagged peak there, we're going to fly off into the void. This one is very easy to miss, but we're going to, as soon as it appears, we veer a little more to the right. This appears to be maybe a ping pong ball, maybe a golf ball. It's about the same size as the golf balls that you use, but it's untextured. In the nighttime course, that tree is still there, all the things are still there, but if you start there and fly up into the sky, you can find a rock floating in midair, and I don't know why, it's just some leftover from programming. There's a little sky rock there for you. Now we're on Seagull Stacks. The first maybe Easter egg is that these icons look kind of like the Mighty Coconut logo, I think. If you look at this hole that looks kind of like a game controller pad for an SNES, and then fly under the ground, you find this pill-shaped object. It's clearly very intentional, but I don't know what it is. Only present in the hard version of this, if you go under the course right here, you can find a cube with many different texture patterns mapped onto it. And I don't know the significance of this, but it's very interesting, and it only appears in the hard mode. See here it's not here in the easy mode. Arizona Modern is it's one of the earliest courses. There's not a lot in the way of Easter eggs. It's a fairly plain course. One thing that is different from day to night or easy to hard is during the easy course there are no cactuses in the desert. The desert is plain, but at night the desert has suddenly grown all manner of cacti. There's one more thing. If you go to hole 18 on Arizona Modern, only present in the hard course. I think it's only present in the hard course. If you fly out here past 18 and then turn around, you'll see a light. Kind of like the rock in Cherry Blossom, there's a light that's just floating out here. And it's really only visible from the far side. Okay, we're in original Gothic now. And, well, you would think that there were bodies under these tombs, but there's no bodies here. If you look over the edge down at the cemetery, during the day there's no body, but at night there is a hidden body. It only appears at night. I believe there's a clue hinting to this in the fox hunt, if I remember. Alright, we fly down here. This course does have several bodies. Here in the dungeon, we have 2 bodies, and at night you'll see them with Christmas attire. Over here at hole 18 on the sides, we have some bodies on the torture racks. The tree, this is a certain oddity, the tree doesn't quite line up the roots below with the tree above. Dracula occasionally peers out from the windows. That kind of, to me, looks like a Vulcan hand signal, I don't know. The difference between easy and hard, we see a story progressing, and that everything is working in the easy mode, but it's not in the hard mode. This is when we really start seeing sort of story progression from easy to hard. Here we have, I'm going to count this as our dead bodies, these aliens. That could be a pre-reference to 20,000 Leagues, that tentacle. Here's one of the many references to the Mighty Coconut logo, Mighty Cleaners. In the easy course, we have one planet, and in the hard course, we'll have another. The hydroponics bay is one that also changes. Okay, at nighttime, here we go. Everything is destroyed. And this has to do with the fox hunt too. Oh no, 2 of the creatures have escaped. I guess they weren't really dead bodies. I'm going to count this as a dead body in Bogey's Bonanza. You should think, that the dead body, if anywhere, it should be here, maybe at this this wreck or at this grave. Still nothing under the ground. Hey, look, this hole is a rattlesnake, and the little rocks make up the rattles. There's another. I'm going to count that as a skull. We'll count it as a skull. Are there dead bodies around the well? There's a skull around the well. Anything in the well? Nope. What about the outhouse? This is our first toilet or restroom facility in Mighty Coconut Walkabout Golf. There are more. Hey, the snake hole turned into a scorpion. Are there bodies under the graves? No, there are not. Quixote Valley, one of my favorite ones for atmosphere, and so many wonderful details. Look, snacks. Great details. It's so relaxing on this level. This is one I could just hang out with. There's a narrative, there's story, there's the sheep that eats the clothes. I'm pretty sure that's this one right here. This, I believe, is Spud the sheep. He has his tongue sticking out. Hey, little guy. Aw, someone had a little date here, and they left snacks. This level, this hole, always makes me want potato onion soup. Nighttime, oh, it's so gorgeous. The thunder, the atmosphere of it all. I love this one. All the previous details are there. Now here the sheep comes in and he's helping himself. He's eating that mattress and he's having some pie or something. Hey, little guy. Notice this tree, the form of that tree shows up over and over because, like good programmers, are going to recycle stuff. Hey, we are at Venice. You can ride on the gondola. Here we have the Mighty Coconut logos. The butterflies, just a nice attention to detail. That pattern, I'm sure, is a reference to Quixote Valley. I don't know about the other holes. How far down do these fountains fall? Pretty far down. Notice this block of wood. Notice that statue. They're going to come back in the nighttime course. This is not as much an Easter egg. It's just a great detail. The translucence of the bag around that, I guess, clay. Snacks. And bananas, too. I want ice cream. If you look down in this fountain, we find a dead body. Yeah, I guess you could count these as dead bodies, maybe. There's a fish skeleton. We will see that in the Atlantis course. Bananas! Those come up a lot, too. Hidden bananas. You don't see them, but in that cart over there's more bananas. Here's dismembered pig legs. Yep, bananas. Here's this bridge with locks on it that have initials. I think that's a reference to a real-life thing. Snacks. There was more bananas in that plate, by the way. I want to go here and just shop. Look at the neat little things. And see this chess match. When we come back at night, the game will be advanced. Also, this pizzeria, what a great place. Notice this pizza that's cooking. We're going to come back at night and we're going to see it different. Okay, if you fly up, after hole 18, fly up to the very tippy top of this tower. And we are going to find another tiny skull with a cute little hat. And scattered across the course are these little rooftop meeting places. Each one has its own little personality, its own little story to tell. There was music. I wish it would let you actually play these. There's champagne and a charcuterie board. I want snacks. And look, a ring someone got proposed to. Oh my. At night, fun little detail, the butterflies are asleep. The mud from this room has been turned into a plate. The block is now a Mighty Coconut logo. That statue is gone. It's going to turn up later. Snacks. The stage, which was empty, now has instruments on it for performances. Hey, money. That's mine. The chess game has been advanced. It's been going on since the first course. And in the pizzeria, oh no, the pizza stayed there too long. Now it's burnt. There's our statue that also appears in Atlantis, the same statue. Now we're at Sweetopia. I love this one, but I understand how it's a bit much for people. So obviously spotting your favorite candies is kind of a little Easter egg. I swear that once upon a time there was a dent in this teapot, a golf ball sized dent, and that it's not here anymore. I've looked and looked for it, but I know it was there. Kind of a little glitch. The candies on the conveyor belt will scooch out just a little further than the wall, and so if you wait here just outside of the candy conveyor belt, you'll see the candies poke through the wall, day or nighttime. Mighty Coconut hat. This is the first dead body that I was ever aware of. If you go down the bright pit in Sweetopia, you find a body at the very bottom of the pit. Hey look, they're growing candy corn. This is not really a secret, but it is sort of hidden away, this crystal cave in the Chocolate River down by Hole 18. And at this little gazebo at Hole 18, on the plates is a tiny little golf course with a club and a little hill and a hole. I love how they use foreshortening. So this is off in the distance in the background, and these tunnels are actually really small, but they look like they're further away because they use foreshortening to trick your eye, and it makes it seem like they're further away than they really are. It's really smart. Now at night, the theme has changed more to a Valentine's Day. You have lots of those little candies with the sayings. You need to stop and read those. The conveyor belt has turned to chocolate. And doesn't that taffy look like bacon? That's not on purpose. That just kind of is. Upside Town has so many details. You need to look all over and just see all the things they've packed in here. And this security guard shack is a simplified version of the American flag. I wonder if there are other flags in other countries. Hey look, snacks. There's Spud the sheep. And is that backgammon? Is that what that game is called? This is another one where there is progression of sort of a story from day to night. These pigeons are semi-interactable. They move away as you get close. This crossword puzzle on the bench is completely solvable. If you fly down by this fire escape right as you come out of the coffee shop and then look up, there's the body. And then from here, fly up a little bit, just a bit, and into this sewer grate, and you find a turtle, which is a smaller version of the turtle from Atlantis. It also feels kind of like a Ninja Turtles reference. Hey look, snacks. A lot of the store names here are references to other levels, like Genuine Jewels is a reference to 20,000 Leagues, or is a reference to Jules Verne. Okay, this hole has lots of references to other courses. There's the jungle one, El Dorado. These cookies were in Shangri-La. The boat is from Myst. Those are from the Fox Hunt in Arizona Modern. That's from Sweetopia. That's the Fox Hunt in Cherry Blossom. That's the course that actually was released after this, the Egyptian one. These are references to Labyrinth. That also was from El Dorado, and that's from Coyote Valley. Hey, here's a sketch, which I assume that's a designer's sketch. These papers don't quite lay on the ground. They are above the ground. Notice the album art. It comes up in multiple levels. Interesting narratives and stories. There's binoculars and a donut. Someone is watching people. Okay, they've added in a rat, a city rat that pulls pizza away. So we've got Splinter, and we've got a Ninja Turtle, and we've got pizza. This has got to be a Ninja Turtles reference as well as a city reference. You can watch him spawn if you fly up just a bit. Here's a note, some flowers that are thrown down, and a couple's photograph that's torn in half. Somebody had a breakup. I love the humor with the signs. Go into this apartment, and they've just fleshed out a little apartment just for fun. There's also there's a cat right behind you as you go in. You'll hear it purr. Inside this door are bananas, giant bananas. This is the first time I saw hidden bananas, or that I was aware of bananas. I just like this upside down hot tub. how the water is visible on both sides. Notice this burrito, this unfinished lunch, because it comes back in the hard course. We just had a glance at slow roll sushi. There's a workout area on top of this roof. Dead bodies in the ambulance? No. There's a trash can drum kit down here. 6-way stop. Ha! Ed's Body Shop. Tadillac Records. At night, there's been a little concert. The El Dorado reference at the end of the course is removed, probably just to make room for the hole. The donut has been eaten. Half of this picture is taken away. Where did it go? We have boxes outside of this apartment. Does that mean that the couple broke up and one person is moving out? Maybe. Also, we have a magic cat unintentionally. I think it's just a problem with spawning in, but as you move close, the cat will suddenly, boom, appear. Ah! And then move a little further away and it disappears, it despawns. That's just a bug, but it's fun to play with. Snacks. I love sushi. Now there's a pool noodle in there. Oh, look, he got to eat his burrito. How happy. There are 2 cranes on this level. One of them, you have no reason to be inside either, but one of them has actual controls and a seat modeled on the inside, and the other one doesn't, and I don't know why there's a difference. If you were going to fly inside of either of them, I would think you would fly inside of this one because it's on the course. Alfheim is beautiful. I don't know of any dead bodies here, maybe because it's, elves and immortality. There's some pretty fish hooks. Look at all the flowers. There's a wonderful design for this organic design. We have swans. We have bees. I want to read that book. Here are eggs. If anything was going to be this level's version of a dead body, maybe the eggs, in that they're pre-life. They're not dead, they're even white, and the exterior is somewhat bone-like. And since the elf land is so full of life, maybe their version of a dead body is sort of the reverse. A life that hasn't hatched yet. That's my theory. Widow's Walkabout, the spooky level. First off, if you turn around and aim at the sunset and aim at this peak right here and fly all the way out, it's going to take a while, but if you fly all the way out here, you find a broom, mop, and vacuum cleaner, which must be a reference to Disney's Hocus Pocus, because the witches each flew on these. Okay, we have all through the level, you'll find several of these Mighty Coconut logos. As we go in, we find our first dead body under the chandelier. It's difficult to see, but if you move your club and your hand through it, you'll see it outlined. This is the fish monster dinosaur creature from Journey to the Center of the Earth. Several of the paintings will have eyeballs that follow you as you go left and right. This plant thing is a reference to the Audrey 2 in Little Shop of Horrors, and that little piranha plant thing is probably another reference. This weird food item is used in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but the fin has been removed and the color on the apple things has been changed. Is there a body under the ground? No. There's story progression in the library. The elephant head falls down at night, and it's used in the course. If you go behind the secret passage, turn left, don't go the direction you're supposed to go, you find a white violin, which is just neat, but there's an arm, and also notice all of the books in here. There are puns on all the books that you just need to take your time and find these and read these. These orchestral ghosts, if you move close to them, you can hear them play. In the child's room, if you go back behind this changing area in the closet, here's another dead body. This is a model of the mansion that you're in. This course has hidden dolls that appear. Ah! And then when you look back, they're gone. It was a real surprise the first time that happened. You can find the places that these appears, and you can kind of learn to trigger them. Here's a puffin, which is a pre-Easter egg, a pre-Easter egg for the cold evil layer, the ice layer. If you look in this safe, you can find bananas. There are several skulls here, so I guess we'll count them as seems appropriate. Jackalope and a bat. I had a friend say, this is a spooky level, there should be bats, and so I found a bat here, and I found there's a picture of a bat somewhere. Here's another skeleton. Is this sarcophagus a reference to the Egyptian level? Maybe. It's at least very similar. Here's another random bone on the wall, and various monsters and things, and animals. Maybe that's another Egyptian reference. Yeah, that cat is for sure. I don't know about the Anubis one. I guess you could say it is. In the attic, there's an arm and another dead body in the back. Ah, creepy doll. Oh, it's gone. If you look through the telescope at day, you see this spooky guy at the lighthouse. But if you fly all the way out there, he's not there. Even if you go in the lighthouse, he's not there. It's just in the just in the telescope. But at the bottom of the lighthouse is a bell, which has significance in the fox hunt. On top of the roof is another dead body caught in spider webs from those other spiders. And if you look at the map in Biggie mode, you can see the ghosts that are invisible as you go through the course. At night, it's in black and white, which just changes the feel. It's very enjoyable. There are these caskets outside. Are there bodies in them? No. There are 2 more dead bodies in the library, now hanging from the bookshelves. Through the mansion, there are some rooms that you can't go into. If you fly into them, you'll see that they have no inside model. They're just see-through. They're empty. But on the second, I think 3rd floor, yeah, we should be on the 3rd floor here. One of the rooms here does have an inside modeled to it, and there's nothing in there, but it's not just see-through, and I don't know what the significance is. Also, at night, if you look through the telescope, instead of the spooky man, you see a creepy doll. Now we're in Labyrinth, so most of the references here are obviously from the movie, and I'm not going to go through every one, because if you've seen the movie, you see the attention to detail. Here's the clock with 13 hours, there's Hoggle, there's even the same flowers and pixies from the movie. They've done a really good job. This level does have a complete labyrinth that you can walk through. There is also a dead body that's themed after the level. You have to fly over the labyrinth. It's a little off to the right side. And there's this big non-human body, some type of, I'm going to guess it's a Muppet monster. Have you noticed when you fly that the putter jumps around in your hand? If you look at the teeth, we can fly under the ground here. It doesn't have the top of the skull, but look at the ridges on the spine. This is the cutest character. And we have these spinning tiles from the movie. We have the 2 guys that one lies and not. The creepy tunnel with the hands. The Doom Guardians, the tunnel cleaner with the little goblin guys turning it. And then something back here. The guy with the bird hat. These are the soldiers that are tormenting our poor friend here. And then instead of a ring in that guy's mouth, he has golf clubs. Here's the Bog of Eternal Stench, and your ball will have stink lines on it if it falls through here. Here's this guardian. There's no little guy in the top like in the movie, unfortunately. The Goblin Town has some residents. They're peeing. There's Ludo calling down the rocks on the high hill. Here's a throne room with a clock. Here's our Escher-esque room with the creepy crawling baby. And here's the glass crystal ball we have to get rid of. In the night theme, you can pop bubbles if it's your turn to play. Oh, that pours down a long way. Hey, look, snacks. Oh, the guardian's all destroyed. So there's progression in the story. And the chickens have little masks. And here's the dance at the end. On to Myst. Now, I never played the game Myst, so I'm sure I don't get all of the references here, but I've noticed some things. In hole, is this 3 or 4? Underneath the course is this plant that's growing, and it's kind of out of the way. That must have a significance to the game. Here's a grave. Is there a body under it? No, not that I can see. There's this clock tower with these switches you can press, and I don't know what that does. These levers have to do with the fox hunt. If you fly behind the gears, you'll find a note. It's kind of in the dark and hard to read, but I'm sure that has some significance to the game. In the underground hole, where you're generating electricity, if you fly just a little out of the course, the sky is all cloudy and dark. And if you fly a little further away, it turns back into daytime. And fly back towards that hole, and it turns into nighttime again. That's interesting. If you click the 3 appropriate signals here, symbols here, it raises up the model boat as well as this giant boat. Along the side wall here by the rocket, you'll find the Myst book, and then by this, I guess, library, right, where it meets the mountainside, there's this cannonball or dodgeball or whatever that is. On the side of the mountain is this blue glowy triangle with a dot. Here's Meow Wolf, where hole 1 behind you, there's an artistic representation of the shack. This is not my favorite level, and I don't like spending a lot of time here. It's just too bizarre for me. Inside of this guy is the secret world. I hate going inside of his stomach. You can really just skip all that. If you aim right here, you can skip right over there. I always think this looks like a like from Legend of Zelda. That's not a real Easter egg. Go into this mini set-apart world and you will find a twisted, nightmarish version of Coyote Valley where the sheep have been warped into clouds. Poor Spud. Gardens of Babylon is a beautiful garden. A lovely level to play through. A little frustrating on some of the bounces, but a great level. Since it's all plants, the dead body is appropriately themed. It is a dead plant at the back of the level. Fly all the way around. It's easier maybe to see at nighttime because there's a light by it. This is also a peculiar level. If you get your head in a roof at just the right area and look down, you can make parts of your club disappear, and it's different with different clubs. This wheel has one edge that's differently colored, and we think that this is actually to count rotations on the wheel. We think that that's a real world thing, so you can count how many times it's going around. Shangri-La is another beautiful level. This is a level that ought to have a dead body somewhere, and I just can't find one. Under these stairs would be a great place. Or you can follow the path way out. This is another great example of foreshortening, where this little door, it's actually a tiny door, but it would look further away because, you know, it's smaller when it's far away. It looks like it's further away. You can also fly out to these. These are also foreshortened, cute little doors, cute little miniature versions of the temples and buildings. They're so tiny. Here are these cookies that are used in Upside Down snacks. Here's for the fox hunt where a monk goes to enjoy the lanterns. You would think that there would be a body down there, but I've flown down and I haven't seen one. Here's an odd lantern that during the day appears black and at night is brown, and it does not match the coloration of the other lanterns. If you fly way down to where the lanterns spawn, you'll see that they start out tiny, more foreshortening again, and then they gradually grow as they get higher. Ooh, snacks. El Dorado. El Dorado also is a great atmosphere. We have 3 bodies here. There's one, and at night they all have torches to make them more visible. Here are these frog things that you'll see in Upside Down. Here's the second body crushed under a rock, but at night the gold is gone. Someone took it. There's right by this toucan bird thing, there's a fun, completely unnecessary but super fun little path you can fly through to follow the water, a little nook there that you would never notice otherwise. In this crack is our third body, much more visible at night. Again, at night they all have flares. If you turn around backwards and fly off towards this waterfall, you can find probably the big secret of the course. You know, all those conquistadors were looking for the gold of the city of El Dorado. Well, fly back here to the source of the waterfall, fly under the lake, and here's where the gold was hidden. Nighttime has the best atmosphere. So the story progression here is that the lost city has continued to degrade and fall. Here's the monkey has fallen apart. Things are breaking down. It's much more treacherous, and it makes it more difficult to play golf. Mighty flares. Moving on to Atlantis. This is a great course if you have thalassophobia because of all the ocean. Hey, little guy. Okay, here's where I believe is the dead body. I think since it's all fish, I think that fish is the dead body. There's also an arm, but I think it's a statue arm. You might count this fallen statue as a dead body, maybe, but I don't know. If you go down into the trench, you can find this submersible from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. No bodies in it. Inside of the statue's head is this sort of brain-like coral. Here's the statue from Venice. Off way to the side is this little romantic nook. This isn't a wave goodbye, just a see you soon. I call him Nutella, and we ride Nutella. This is not an Easter egg, I just like the look from inside of this coral. 3 more mermaids. You can ride that whale. So here's a fun thing about the manta rays. They don't go in just a loop. They fly from one side of the map to the other. And if you ride them and ride the entire distance, you will see that they are actually gradually getting smaller underneath you. As you watch this, it may look like I'm rising above them, but really I'm not. They're just shrinking. And as they get really small, weird things happen. Look at this stuff. What is this? And now we teleport, and we're teleporting with the manta ray to the start of its journey, and it goes from very small back to regular size. If you go under this guy's foot, there is a great little cave in here. That would be a wonderful spot to hide something, but there's nothing there. Shark. The temple at Zerzura is a really fun course. If we go behind the pyramid, we can find this level's hidden body. It's under this giant golf ball, which looks regular size in Biggie view, but yep, he was crushed. And at night, you can use your ghost vision to see his skeletal ghost standing there, very displeased. Note the feet on these statues, right? Well, any statue whose feet are covered in sand has toes. It works on this one too. If their feet are completely covered in sand, they have toes. It works on the outside statues too. Toes. These cats, they have names on them. I think it's the designer's cats. And the eyes will glow like a cat's eyes would. Anything in the sarcophagus? No. You also get these other symbols. Cat prints will appear, and you'll find fun interactions where they skid, where the cat sits. You can also find... they also lead out to this square in the desert. I believe this had to do with the fox hunt, if I remember. Otherwise, there's nothing here. You can find a dead fish, the fish bones that the cat ate, and a mouse ghost that was eaten by the cat. And after hole 18, when you go through the door, you finally find the cat. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea has a great beginning where you ride a mini submersible to the Nautilus. There's our squid. Look through the periscope, there's the shack. This side room has a bunch of fun details, no dead bodies, but it's very difficult to see, but by moving your hand and getting the outline of things, you can find sinks, quills, and inkwells, things like that. Snacks. You might count these as dead bodies, they're dead. Hey, this weird creature appears in Widow's Walkabout, but with different coloration and no fin. These could be dead bodies, but I'm not counting them. You could also count these tentacles in the pot since you're fighting a giant squid and those could be squid tentacles. No, I think that this is the dead body. This is the weirdest, most out of place, definite skull. So on this weird kind of science alchemy table, I count that as the skull for the level. Here's the submersible that will appear in multiple other levels. It also moves places for the nighttime course, but never a dead body in it. That water looks like lava, but it's really just the thermal vents glowing below. And I've flown all through down there looking for dead bodies. No dead bodies. Journey to the center of the Earth should have something up here. You fly to the top of this where you've climbed down. There should be a little skull or something up here. But no, not even a tiny skull. You fly up here and poof, everything disappears. There's a neat view on the top of the map, but nothing there. Up around hole 2, back around here, there are these fun little pools. You would think this green one, there should be something weird in this green pool. No, nothing. If you fly way down in this chasm, you can find a copy of the book, Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's only there in the easy mode, it's not there at hard mode, but what is here on easy and hard is a dead body that's fallen in between the caps on this purple mushroom. It's alluded to in the story too. We could count these as bones, all these dinosaur bones. And I guess we'll count that Neanderthal bone. He appears in the fox hunt. We're going to count him too. These prehistoric creatures pop out of the water periodically, and you will see the fish one mounted in the head of Widow's Walkabout we've seen. There he is. You cannot ride on the pterodactyls or the fish creatures. I have tried and tried. It cannot be done. There's just a weird thing. If you fly over to this waterfall, looking at it normally, it looks normal, but as you fly above it to look down at it, these weird colors start to jump out. Look at that, the purples and the oranges. Around the World in 80 Days. This one has some fun Easter eggs right off the bat. If you look into this bag, this first bag, you find an assortment of bones, so we'll count that as a skull. In the x-ray machine, you see mice. Surely there's a story going on here with the coffee and lipstick and the lady's gloves. Off on this balloon, somebody had snacks. Hey look, it's 2 more potties. Restrooms. This level has a lot of good food. Here's a telescope. If you look through it, it shows you a certain building, and if you fly all the way out to that building, make sure you get the right one, you will find bananas, giant bananas, when you fly into the building. But the bananas don't spawn until you are right there, practically on top of them. So you can fly into the building and not see the bananas. You've got to fly in a bit more just to where they're going to appear. This is a great joke I think they've played. This looks like a lost ball, but it's actually just a small one of these, whatever these balls are for this game. Flying around in hot air balloons, we have the submersible from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and if you fly up to the very, very highest one, we have a dead body. And on top of his balloon is a tiny skull. At nighttime, I just want to come here and hang out. Laser Layer is our next course. If you fly down into the volcano and fly in through the lava, we've got our dead body. I like how the lasers have little gags where they've been used to heat coffee and cut a sandwich. And if you look real close at the radar map, one of the islands looks like a chubby little T-Rex. I don't know if that's on purpose. Lasers. You can ride that people mover tram. You can also play with the ball. Notice this shark. That's going to come back a bit later. Here's this bedroom that is all clean now, but there will be level progression for the nighttime one. There's that album art again. You can ride the speedboat too. Okay, at night there's all these science fair things set up. There are also 2 fox hunts that you can do. But you need to go by all of the science fair setups. You need to read this schedule. There's so much humor hidden in here. The rocket pack. Hey, it's not there. Where did it go? Why, it's embedded into the ceiling. Oh, snacks. Oh, what happened to our little shark inflatable? It was bit in half by a shark with a laser on its head. And here's an arm, so we might count that as a dead body. Now this room that was clean is all messed up, and I thought there were some spy shenanigans happening here, but I think it's just going to be this robot vacuum on the ground that's messed everything up. Here are the same cookies that were in Shangri-La. Ice Layer has lots of hidden stuff. If you kind of turn around at the beginning flap, at the top of this peak, all the way to the top, is a little teeny tiny snowman with a skull head. Teeny tiny skull head. Under the water, if you explore around, you can find a hidden submarine. And if you continue down this passage and go around the corner, there's the submersible from 20,000. There's a lot just to see normally. There's an orca that you can ride. There's all these big fish. It's fun just to go into the water and explore and swim around. Now there are these puffins, these signaling puffins. Each time you go through a room, he's frozen. When you go through a room, the signaling puffins will announce your presence. Here's another radar layout, nothing fun that I can tell. Here's a signal puffin. And as you go through the level, when you look backwards, more and more puffins will appear. And I believe that uses the same logic of the little creepy dolls that appear. They're about the same size too. Go into this unused hallway and make a right, and skulls. Signal puffin. Oh, more followers. Hey, he fell into the snow. If you go into the snow and look, his eyes aren't lit up, so whatever that's about. Here's puffin nests. We're going to find a semi-hidden puffin nest later. Do yourself a favor and notice the posters as you go through. Aw, he's cute. Okay, when we come out here, aha, there's our puffin crew that magically appeared. Look down under the water by this submarine, and we find another dead body. Also, if we go outside of this bay where the submarine is, hey guy, catching anything? And go past this iceberg here into the water, and another dead body. Up from here, we can see an igloo off to the side, which has a bunch of fun little hidden things. This snowman has a missile inside of him. And inside of the igloo is a banana and a bunch of other stuff. The freeze ray got him. Snacks. A little ice cream machine too with the sushi. Hey guy. At daytime, this puffin sculpture is this far. We're going to see it again at night. After hole 18, there's a little puffin nest also hidden here. Hazmat puffin. What is he doing? Aww. The flag has been torn by this buzzsaw machine. Here's our last dead body. It's the evil boss that's been frozen by her own equipment. He's guarding the fish with a machete. The snow machine has been used to make an air hockey table. The statue has progressed as we've gone from easy to hard course. This torch that's supposed to show your way, the flare, is actually not connected to anything. Okay, those are all the Easter eggs, hidden things, and weird little phenomena that I'm aware of. Be sure to comment if you know of any that I don't know about, and I'll be sure to update this as new courses come out and new Easter eggs are discovered. Hope you enjoyed watching this super long video. See you next time. Bye.